Jon Ronson, Jon Ronson.com, the website. I wrote about this in a book about, I don't know, almost a decade ago. And in fact, it's in my book, Threshold, where I asked the question, if the labor market in the United States is a supply and demand market, in other words, basically people are paid what they're willing to work for, and during times of high unemployment, people are willing to work for less and pay falls, and during times of high unemployment, pay rises, and that's why unions try to limit the labor market, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, all these things are relatively considered truisms. If that's the case, what could possibly justify paying somebody like Stephen Hemsley, the former CEO of United Healthcare, $1 billion for less than a decade's work, or his predecessor, Bill McGuire at the United Healthcare company, $1.7 billion? What could possibly justify that? Because there's a huge supply of people who understand the healthcare industry, who know all about how insurance works, who went to business school, who are part of the old boy network. I mean, whatever explanation you can come up with, none of those would say that there is such a small labor pool to draw from that you have to pay somebody $100 million a year in order to find them and get them to work, except for one thing. And that is, what if the job description required that you be a sociopath or a psychopath, to use your terms, and a person lacking remorse, lacking a conscience, but also, now that's 1% of the population. So you're starting out with a very small sliver of people, and then those psychopaths have to successfully make it through, 4 or 6 or 8 years of college and business school, and they have to coincidentally be born into a community or a family where they've got the connections to get into this, and they have to coincidentally be very knowledgeable about a particular industry. And by the time you concatenate all those tranches, all those little slices, starting out with that, they're only 1% of the population to begin with. Then you've got such a small labor pool that a corporation might actually have to pay millions and millions of dollars to get somebody who can go to sleep at night running a company where their principal job is to say to people who are dying of cancer, sorry, you're going to die 6 months early because we're not going to pay for your treatment.
Yeah, and in fact, I was talking to somebody from the health insurance industry just yesterday who said that, whenever, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised about this, but whenever somebody makes a claim, the first thing they do is to try and work out a way to not honor it.
Right, exactly. So
and he said to me, this is how we make our profits. This is what we do. And yeah, I mean, in the same way that nice, empathetic women end up mistaking the excitingly ruthless, charismatic guy for being like a kind of good catch, when in fact they find out too late once they've married him that he's a psychopath. So do we, as electorates and as shareholders and as boards of directors and so on, promote the ruthless, remorseless, charismatic person, and then realize maybe too late that our boss has all these psychopathic character traits.
Yeah, this is Ayn Rand on steroids. We just have a few seconds left, but are you familiar with her basing her novels on William Edward Hickman?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think it's extraordinary. I mean, the Al Dunlap chapter in my book, The Psychopath Test, is stunning. I went through the checklist with him, and he basically turned a great number of the items on the checklist he turned them into business positives. So a lack of remorse, a grandiose sense of self-worth. I said, what about manipulative? He said, well, that's another word of saying leadership.
Right. Remarkable.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah. I've got to get this and read this. The Psychopath Test by Jon Ronson, Jon-Ronson, JonRonson.com. You can read all about it and get links to it. Jon, thank you for the great work you did and for sharing it with us on the show.
Thanks, Tom. Good talking to you.
Good talking with you, too. And, I think this is solid, and I think it's destroying America and much of the rest.